Hey everybody, Luke Gordon here at Gordon Physical Therapy, and in this video we are talking about strengthening exercises that you can do to reduce knee pain. So I've got some other videos on knee pain and different ways to treat knee pain, but one of the things that usually works really well, especially if you have knee pain along the front of your knee, like your kneecap, which we call patello-femoral pain, is that you want to do some strengthening of the surrounding knee, quad, and hip muscles. So with these exercises, these are going to be more along the lines of like moderate exercises, so a little more difficult than the ones that I showed in the top 5 exercises video, which were much more introductory, like just squeezing the quad and lifting the leg and things like that. So if you're ready to advance to a little bit more difficult exercises with some strengthening, then these should be right up your alley. One word of caution I will say first is that whenever you're trying to do strengthening, especially in this instance where you're trying to strengthen to reduce pain, you never want to feel pain while you're doing strengthening. So if you're having any issues with pain or you can't quite get the exercises right, leave me a comment or consult with your physical therapist, whoever you're working with, just so that you're not making the knee pain worse. So again, I'm going to show you those 4 exercises and I'll give you some ideas about how often to do them, how many reps, and stuff like that. So let's do the first exercise first. That makes sense, right? We're going to do squats first. So squats are one of the best all-around exercises you can do. The thing with squats, though, is there's different ways you can do it. Now, if you just wanted to do a squat out on your own in the open, what you would do is you would go shoulder width apart with your feet, square them up so that your toes are pointed forward, and then you would just go into a squat like you're sitting in a chair. So if you look at me from the side, my feet are again squared forward so they're not rotated out. I'm sitting down like I'm going into a chair, so my hips and my butt are going back, and I'm keeping the weight on my heels. Now again, when we're doing this in terms of trying to reduce knee pain, you definitely want to keep your squats comfortable. So for some folks, just a partial squat is okay. And for me, if I don't have much knee pain and I'm doing this, just for good overall strengthening, then I can go down farther like I'm going into a chair. So that's the classical way to do a squat. Now if you need some more support or for your balance, you can certainly use a countertop. So using a countertop like this, I can hook under here and go down. The nice thing with a countertop, if you can get a good hook on it like we have here, is that you can actually get your weight way back towards your hips and your heels, because basically the farther back your weight is in comparison to your kneecaps, the less pressure is going through your kneecap. So in this case, you're going back, you can go way back and really get that weight back there to keep the squat comfortable. Again, you don't want any pain during your exercises, so keep everything comfortable. The other way you can do squats that I really like is if you're at a gym or you have some at home, like in your personal gym, is you can use TRX cords. There's a lot of knockoffs for these too. Ours is a little tangled here, sorry. But with TRX cords, it's the same idea. You have the built-in stability of the bands, same kind of stance with your legs, and now you can really go back like you're sitting in a chair and really unload those kneecaps. Which again, when you have pain on the front of your knee, you really want to make sure that you keep the weight back to avoid that pain. Now with squats, starting off 1 set of 10 is probably good. 2 sets of 10 later down the road when you're getting a little bit more comfortable. And generally with strengthening, 3 days a week is good. You don't necessarily want to do it every single day. If you're working your muscles hard enough, you want to let them recover in between. So that's exercise number 1, which is squats, different ways to do it. Exercise number 2 then is going to be step-ups. Now I'm just going to use the step we have here because it's easy to show you on. At home, you can just use your staircase, or if you have a step like this, that's great. So a step up, just a kind of a classic step up, you're going to put your foot on the step, and then you're going to step up. Probably just shot through the video there, sorry. But you're going to step up, okay? So if you have something to hold on to for balance, like your stair rail, that's great. If you don't need it, you can incorporate a little balance into the step up itself. So just going up and down. Now again, if you do this right, keep your foot flat, kind of push with the force through your heel, and don't get that knee way out in front of your toe, just like with the squat. So start here, go up, and then go down. So this is really good strengthening for your quad muscles here and your glutes back here, both of which are pretty important if you want to have good strength surrounding and stability surrounding your knee. So keep that one in mind. Again, you can do sets of 10 and advance later on as you're feeling better. And the other way to, of course, advance a step up is to go from a shorter step up to a taller step. So this one's a pretty high one. At home, your step's probably about 7 inches or so, and then you can go up from there. So that's number 2. The third exercise, forgot my prop. Oh no, I got my prop here. is a reverse lunge. So reverse lunge, you can do them two ways. You can do them with a slider, furniture slider. You're welcome, Ace Hardware. Or you can do just without a slider. But I like a slider, and again, use your TRX cords for this or use your countertop. I'm just going to show you with the cords just so we don't have to hop back and forth, but just something that you can hold on to. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put one foot on the slider, kind of just the ball of your foot, and one foot nice and steady. Use your arm support, then you're going to slide it back behind you. Then you pull it back up. So you probably can't tell with the video, but actually the leg that's on the ground is doing the work. Now as I slide back, I'm essentially going into a single leg squat with this leg. But again, the position of the knee is really advantageous, especially if you keep it lined up with your foot and don't let it, twist in or out, because we've taken all that pressure and put it way back behind the knee where it's not necessarily going to irritate the kneecap nearly as much. And then you're working that quad and that glute really well. So you're just sliding back like that. And again, I just use a furniture slider on carpet. You don't want to do it on wood floor or anything like that because it'll scratch. So that's number 3. And then the fourth one I've got for you today, again for strengthening the knee and hip muscles for knee pain, is you're going to use your exercise band, whether you have a loop like this or just a band that you've tied in a loop. You're going to put it around your ankles and you're going to do side steps. Ugh. So with side steps, I'll just kind of stay here. But you're going to get a little tension there, and you're going to step side to side. Basically, you're always keeping the position of your feet and knees and hips and everything the same. You want them straight forward. What will tend to happen is if you have weakness in your hip muscles, they'll try to rotate out like that. So keep them in line. Now, as you're going side to side, and I would just pick a direction, like hold onto the countertop and walk down that direction, after a while, you're going to feel that start to burn on these hip muscles, and that's really good. That's what you want. We're trying to strengthen these hip muscles because they have a positive impact on your knee alignment and keeping everything happy there. So just go ahead and go until you feel the burn, relax, go back the other way, and then in terms of like sets and reps, I would just do that twice. But again, if the exercises are brand new to you, then feel free just to kind of get a feel for them. Again, make sure you prioritize the fact that they're not supposed to hurt you, and then a little muscle soreness the next day is okay. But ultimately, if you can do strengthening exercises roughly 3 times a week, that should be good. And ultimately, we're doing these to help you improve the pain in your knees, help you improve the alignment of those kneecaps as they're tracking in the grooves. So those are the 4 exercises. You've got squats, step-ups, reverse slider lunges, and sidestepping with a band. And like I said, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. And if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I'll put out more videos soon. Thanks for watching.